It has been said that the only things that truly haunt us are the things we can't explain. And what is more mysterious and unexplainable than a person simply vanishing into thin air? There have been so many cases of missing persons throughout history, but some of these cases have really stood the test of time. Today, we'll be taking a look at the top 5 mysterious disappearances that still haunt us. Number 5. Amelia Earhart. Amelia Earhart was an American aviation pioneer and the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean. She set many other records and was a staunch advocate for women's rights. But in the annals of history, she is perhaps best known for her disappearance while trying to circumnavigate the globe in 1937. While most people know about her disappearance, very few know the details surrounding it. What we do know is that Amelia and her navigator, Fred Noonan, vanished over the Pacific Ocean near Howland Island. Despite an extensive search, no trace of them or their plane was ever found. The prevailing theory is that they ran out of fuel and crashed into the ocean, but there have been many other theories proposed over the years. Amelia's legacy continues to live on through the many books and documentaries made about her life and disappearance, and her story continues to fascinate people all over the world. Number 4. Jimmy Hoffa. In 1924, a young man named James Riddle Hoffa joined the Teamsters Union. He rose quickly through the ranks, and by the time he was 48, he was the president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. Hoffa was a controversial figure. His critics accused him of being a mobster who ran the union with an iron fist. But his supporters saw him as a champion of the working man. In the early 1960s, Hoffa became embroiled in a corruption scandal. He was charged with bribery, extortion, and embezzlement. In 1964, he was convicted and sentenced to 13 years in prison. When he was released in 1971, he was immediately subpoenaed to testify against his former associates. Hoffa refused and went into hiding. He was never seen again. Some believe that he was killed by the mob, while others believe that he faked his own death to avoid prosecution. The mystery of what happened to Jimmy Hoffa remains unsolved. 3. The Sodder Children. On Christmas Eve in 1945, a family gathered in their home for a traditional celebration. But the joy of the holiday season turned to tragedy when a fire broke out in the home of George and Jenny Sodder, killing 5 of their 9 children. The surviving children claimed that 2 strange men had entered the house and kidnapped 3 of their siblings before starting the fire. Despite an extensive investigation, no arrests were ever made in the case, and the mystery of what happened to the Sodder children has persisted for decades. Throughout the years, there have been many theories about what happened to the children. Some believe that they were kidnapped, while others believe that they perished in the fire. Unfortunately, because so much time has passed, it's unlikely that we will ever know the truth of what happened to them. Number 2. D.B. Cooper. On November 24, 1971, a man known only as Dan Cooper boarded a Boeing 727 of Northwest Orient Airlines. He was a well-dressed man in his mid-40s who appeared to be a businessman. Cooper settled into his seat and ordered a bourbon and soda. As the plane reached its cruising altitude, Cooper leaned back and began drinking his drink. Suddenly, he stood up and announced that he had a bomb. He demanded $200,000 in ransom and 4 parachutes. The pilots agreed to his demands, and the plane landed in Seattle. Cooper received the money and the parachutes, and then something strange happened. He thanked the crew and passengers for their cooperation, and then calmly exited the plane. He was never seen again. The FBI believes that Cooper may have died after jumping out of the plane with only a briefcase full of money. However, this has never been confirmed, and the mystery of D.B. Cooper continues to fascinate people today. And coming in at No. 1 is the Lost Colony of Roanoke. In 1585, a group of around 120 English settlers arrived in what is now North Carolina. They were part of a group known as the Lost Colony of Roanoke. The settlers struggled to survive in the New World. They were attacked by Native Americans and suffered from disease and starvation. By the time Sir Francis Drake returned to the colony in 1586, only 50 settlers remained. They were eventually rescued by another English ship, but the fate of the colony remained a mystery. There are many theories as to what happened to the settlers. Some believe that they were all killed by Native Americans. Others believe that they were taken captive, or that they simply abandoned the colony and moved away. The truth is, nobody knows what happened to them. This makes the Lost Colony of Roanoke one of the most mysterious disappearances in history. Thanks for watching. Which of these mysterious disappearances still haunts you today? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time.